How's it going, guys? It is J-Force and we are back at it again with your weekly video, and today we are going to be explaining the Exterminator class, guys. As always, I'm going to be going over the skill tree that I think is best and also tips and tricks that I found effective. So the difference in the Exterminator class between all the other classes that I've gone through, there's actually two different routes that you can go. If you want to go Molotov, you're going to need a separate set of skills than if you wanted to go Claymore. Alright guys, so make sure you guys bear with me. It might get a little confusing, but I'm going to try to explain it to the best of my ability with each route, whichever route you decide that you want to go as an Exterminator. But as always, guys, I would really appreciate if you guys go ahead and smash that like button at the bottom of the video. And if you are not subscribed to the page, make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you guys will be notified every time I post a video. But without further ado, let's get right into the skill tree. Alright, so as I get to specific skills, I'm going to specify whether it's needed if you're running a Claymore class or if you're running a Molotov class. So try and stick with me, guys. Me preferably, I like to run Molotov, but that's just me. A lot of people like to run Claymore, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I'm going to be going over both here. So to start off, the first default skill you get is Fire Starter. Start with a Molotov and shotgun. You deal 25% more damage to zombies during swarm attacks. Self-explanatory skill, guys. You start with a Molotov, you do more damage during swarms. First skill, if you're running Molotov, I would go Hangover. Molotovs burn 50% longer. Basically, your fire is going to last longer. If you're going to be running Claymores, I would go with Crowd Control. Push radius from melee attacks increased by 50%. Basically, anytime you're meleeing, you're going to want to have this on, and you're not going to need either of these other two skills if you're going to be running Claymores. Next skill, All Elbows. Movement speed penalty when zombies are very close, reduced by 100%. Yep, and I would run this on either one. If you're running Claymores or if you're running Molotov, I would still run this one. Next skill is also goes for both, Heavy Metal 2. I talked about this in my last slasher video, guys. The heavy shotgun is a sleeper. I love it, I love it, I love it. Therefore, I'm always going to run this if it is available. Basically, you're getting 25% more damage and 25% more ammo every shotgun you pick up, and you start with it. Your next default skill unlocked at level 10 is Bandolier. Mortar and stationary machine gun ammo capacities increased by 25% for all team. Durability of defenses increased by 25% for all teams. I apologize, guys. But yeah, self-explanatory skill. Basically, everything that you set up, whether stationary or defenses, lasts longer. Next, goes for both classes. Rifleman. Start with the ARC 103 assault rifle. Just because I don't really like starting with the starter rifle on this class. I'm pretty sure it's a shotgun. I don't really like the shotguns on this game unless it's the assault shotgun. Therefore, I would like to start with this. If you don't want to do this, you can always go with Wheatgrass. Health increased by 25%. I'll never talk down on that one. That's a pretty good perk. But I'd rather start with an assault rifle rather than a shotgun. Next, so if you're running Molotovs, I would go with Combat Engineer. 20% chance to restore an expended defense kit. Basically, when you take a kit, there's a 1 in 5 chance that it's gonna stay there and you're gonna be able to come back and get it again. So I would definitely run that if you're running Molotov. If you decide you want to run Claymores, I would use Fire Trap. Claymore explosions set fire to the surrounding area, and you start with Claymores. Yeah, guys, so when you plant one, when it explodes, it's going to leave a ball of fire on the ground there, and when zombies run through it, of course, it's going to damage them. So I would definitely run that if you decide that you want to run Claymores. Next skill, Second Wind. 100% chance to regain 25% health and keep going instead of being incapacitated. Yeah, guys, so instead of going down, you're gonna get smacked around a little bit, but every 2 minutes you have a chance of, or you don't have a chance, you're definitely gonna, instead of going down, get 25% health back, and be able to continue fighting. All right, very, very useful. Your third default skill unlocked at level 20 is Hollywood 2. Explosive and fire damage dealt to yourself and your teammates is reduced by 50%. Therefore, if they're standing next to a claymore, you're taking half of that damage away if it blows up. If they run through your Molotov, you're taking away half of their damage for being on fire. So they're going to really appreciate that skill for having, guys. Next one, Bullet Rain. All fully automatic weapons reload speed is increased by 25%. Very self-explanatory skill. Most of the time, most of the weapons in this game are automatic, so having that extra reload speed definitely comes in handy. Next, Party at My Place. Maximum Molotov capacity increased to 3 and Claymore capacity increased to 4. Of course, I would use this on either of the class sets, whether you're running Molotovs or Claymores. It's just always useful to have more equipment. For me, I don't really like picking up supply bags if I'm not a fixer or a medic. Therefore, you want to have the maximum amount of Molotovs and Claymores that you can carry. And finally, Ghost. Automatically receive masking effect if you're the last on your team still standing. Yeah, guys, so this has actually saved me a lot. Like, everybody else goes down, all of a sudden, boom, you have a masking effect as if you're a fixer, and you're able to run around and get those revives off, guys. So I think it is super duper duper effective on this class, especially if you're a good survivor. And your last default skill unlocked at level 30 is Daredevil. When there are more than 30 zombies in the area, firearm damage is increased by 25% and the number of melee strikes before becoming fatigued is increased by 2. So this is a skill similar to the slasher class, how they can increase it, but this has to do with how many zombies are actually nearby. So it's just going to give you a damage buff. It doesn't do anything negative to you, and it's a default skill, so it's also a great skill to have. But now that we've gone over the skill tree for both Molotovs and Claymores, we are going to go over into the tips and tricks, guys. Okay guys, so tip number 1 for using the Exterminator class is using Molotovs on pile-up positions, guys. So what you want to do, you want to throw your Molotovs on the piles of zombies because you're going to get a lot of fire damage on a lot of zombies at the same time, alright? So using those Molotovs to burn down those piles can greatly slow down the rush coming towards you. So make sure you guys are launching those Molotovs into the pile-up piles. Tip number 2, guys, having your team call out all defense kits. So as you guys know, with one of the perks you can purchase, you have a 20% chance of replenishing a defense kit after you grab it. Therefore, as you can see in the clip provided, I did get the defense kit, I got the gun out of it, and then it replenished to another one. So you get 2 for the price of 1. So make sure that your team is tracking that you have this ability unlocked, and they'll be calling out defense kits so that way you guys can have as many defenses for the swarms as you can. So that is tip number 2, guys. Open up all defense kits as the Exterminator. Tip number 3, guys, placing claymores in potential flank positions. So if you know you're going into an instance, whether it's a swarm or whatever it may be, and you know that your backside is weak and you're not going to have many people watching it, it's a great thing to put some claymores back there. Therefore, not only are you going to hear the explosion, but you're also going to kill as many zombies as possible with those claymores, and you're also gonna set fire there so that way any other zombies that run through it will be taking damage as they come. So placing claymores behind you to watch your back is a great thing to do. Tip number 4, guys, placing claymores between you and bulls to avoid being pummeled. Now guys, I know you guys are gonna be in the comments, well, J-Force, it doesn't work all the time. Big facts, it does not work every single time. But if you get the claymore down and the bull runs into it, the chance of the bull blowing up and dying is significantly higher than not doing it all right? It saved me countless times. Just place a claymore, when a bull is charging and it'll blow up. Okay, you're at like a 78% chance it's going to be successful. I'll take those odds over being pummeled any day, guys. Every class has a deterrent for the bulls, and that is the exterminators, placing claymores between you and a bull to avoid being pummeled. And our fifth and final tip for the video, guys, placing claymores on pileup spots. This is a lot similar to the Molotovs. Of course, you're not throwing them, and also you want to set the claymores before they get there. You can set it while they're there, but it does two great things. First of all, the initial explosion does blow them up, but the fire residue that the claymores leave behind also burns the zombies, so it's a great deterrent for pileups. All right, so make sure you guys are setting claymores on pileups, preferably before they get there, but regardless of the fact, it'll still work either way. So that is our fifth and final tip, guys, leaving claymores on pileup spots. And that concludes today's video on my take on the Exterminator class and how I become successful with it. It is not my favorite class, guys. I must admit that to you, but nonetheless, I found a way for it to be successful. So if you guys did learn something, if you didn't learn something, you know, if you just want to be generous, make sure you guys go ahead and smash that like button. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube page, please subscribe to that and hit the bell notification to turn on post notifications. Of course, I upload videos every Friday, so I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you for your time. I hope everybody has a blessed rest of your day, and we will see you guys next week.